I'm excited today because Ash Zubairi has invited us to take a look at his current renovation project, which is a 3-bedroom house in Swindon. I always thought the first project I'd film would be my own, but hey, I'm not going to let this opportunity pass. If you don't know Ash, he appeared on the channel a few months ago. I'll place a YouTube card up on the screen so you can check that out. He's the creator of the HMO group on Facebook. So let's go.
At the roundabout, take the 4th exit to merge onto A419 towards Swindon.
Hi, I'm Andy from Monopoly.com, and on this channel I share my experiences as a landlord and investor, and I also interview other investors so we can learn from their advice too. So if you're new here, consider subscribing for more videos like this. Ash, thank you so much for coming back on the channel.
Thank you.
This is what I love. This is like being in the trenches. I didn't have to wipe my feet when I came in. In fact, I'm going to have to wipe my feet when I leave probably. But this is it. You've taken it back to brick. Did you take any part of it back to brick?
Yeah, well, the whole idea of this property was, when we evaluated it, was to take it completely back to brick. It was a bit unfortunate because both properties were in fairly good condition, but that's the model we have. You know, in order to get what we want here and achieve the returns we want to achieve, we have to go back to brick.
And how long ago did they start? Because I can see that the first fix of the electrics and plumbing is done, the plastering is being done as we speak. How long ago did you actually start work on this?
I think about 5 to 6 weeks. There was a case for the party wall agreements to come in, so there was a slight delay in that. I haven't counted that in, but you know, if you put that in together, I'd say about 8 weeks.
So why did that come about then, the case for the party wall?
So party wall is what you have, the houses are joined to the neighbours, and if you go into the loft and you do any work onto that wall in there, you need to get agreements in with the next door neighbours basically. Right. Now, if the neighbours are friendly and they're available and they understand the concept of what the party wall agreement is, then it all runs smoothly. But then you have the nightmare scenario where someone doesn't understand, they're not available, they're not in, and then that causes delay. They want to use their own party wall consultants and stuff like that. So there can be a delay in the whole process. And that can really mess up your refurb time.
Yeah, I bet it can.
Yeah.
I should have asked before that, what size is this property and what are your plans for it?
So this was a 3-bed terrace, standard 3-bed terrace for the area we're in, and we decided when we came in to make it a 6-bedroom HMO.
Wow.
And originally it was going to be 4 double bedrooms with 4 en-suites and 2 doubles sharing, but then we worked out that we could get 6 double en-suites basically.
And do you employ someone to come in and look at the layout?
No, my business partner Terry Nopper, he does all the drawings, and we, you know, it's all in-house basically.
Okay.
Yeah, so we work together on that. You know, he comes in, we measure, we scale it all out, we make sure we have all the right floor square footage of the house, and then we map and draw in the rooms.
Oh, cool. So it's good having those people with experience on board. So it's something that you don't have to pay for.
Yeah,
it's a member of your team.
Yeah, I mean, what we gathered is once you learn how to measure up using lasers and you understand dimensions and configurations, there's apps out there now that will help you do it.
Oh, right.
So I'd say that's a good tip. You know, if you can get a grasp of it and you understand how to do it, that will help you achieve the goals of making the right room sizes according to, you know, council regulations and everything else, making sure your tenants have good rooms with good size en-suites, and utilising the space in the house that you have to the best of its ability.
So this is an easy living project for one of your investors. It's not part of your portfolio, and you project manage the whole thing.
Yeah.
And make sure that the builders, tradesmen arrive, turn up, do their job, and then you do a quality check afterwards.
Absolutely. I mean, Easy Living Property is a one-stop shop basically for an investor who wants to be totally hands-off. And what we do is we source, manage, refurb, and do the whole project managing of the deal. and you know, investors come to us because they trust the brand. We've been here established for many years. We deliver you know, good results.
Yeah.
We're not perfect, you know. I don't want to paint a perfect picture of this amazing rosy company. Every company has challenges, and we have those as we're growing. But it's important that we learn and we develop and we share those with our investors. And I think that's what's the difference between us and some of our competitors. And yeah, so that's the whole process.
Well, I'll link to the website down in the description so people can check that out. The location of this property is perfect. I don't know Swindon that well, but as soon as I arrived here, I could see the town centre is probably about 80 metres down there. There's a superstore across there and a cinema. It's a fantastic location.
It is a fantastic location. And they, you know what they say, location. And I think Swindon, like any other town or city, you know, investors are going to look for the right spot to open their HMOs, and there's different factors. We have our own, and sometimes the town centre works, and sometimes it doesn't. You know, you just need to make sure that you have the right processes and the right buffers and the right model to fit every situation, and you know, that's what we do. And you know, when I saw this property come up, it's an easy sell to anybody. You know, you've got a town centre that's developing. You walk out this house, it takes you, what, 1 minute to get to the high street and into town centre. So, you know, that's not difficult for anyone to really work out.
So how did you find this property? Did you see it in a estate agent window? Did you see it online? How did you come across it?
So, you know, we employ many different tactics and have achieved that over the 10 years that we've been operating. And some of them everybody knows about, which is you have good connections with local agents, you have your outside sources, you have people who live in the area looking out for you, working in local businesses. And this one was actually recommended by an agent. Traditional way, but it was sort of out of their realm as well, because they deal with the higher end of the market. And what happened was they called us up, as they do, and they said, look, we've got one on, would you like to see? I said yes. It was actually next door. 58. And I went there, saw the lovely couple who actually are dying to come back here to see the finished product. So that would be really great to see their reaction when they come back to the house that they sold.
Maybe we get them on camera.
We should, because they're lovely. And they constantly message me on Facebook saying, I can't wait till I come back to the property, can't wait to see it completely. Because so that's that one, a bit of a tangent. But when we sat down with them, we had a really good conversation. And it was them that told us that actually next door is my mother's house. And then quickly we worked out that it was in their best interest not to sell each one separately, but for somebody to come along and take both so they could move. And we sat down, brokered the deal with them and the agent, and we got 2 for 1 basically.
That's fantastic, isn't it? So, and I think, so that's kind of what happens over time. That's what I envisage. When people get to know you and know what you do, you then have people coming to you asking if you're interested in properties. Of course. Even neighbours. I've heard that some tenants inform their landlord that the property next door has gone up for sale, and would they be interested? So,
very true. It happens. You know, always keep communication open throughout all your property journey, you know, and with tenants, with whoever, and consistency as well. So, you know, every couple of months, you might just remind everyone in that loop, hey, has anything come up? Have you seen anything? You know, make sure you keep, because they move out of it, you know, they might remember 1 month and then after a couple of months forget you even exist, and you just got to keep on top of it. So
my last question, Ash, is are there any challenges with this specific property that you've not come across before, or any challenges that you have come across before?
You know, every property is different, and every property has its challenges and sort of stress levers that, you know, sort of to test you. And we had them with this one, but they're different. They vary in each experience that you have with the investment. And this one, I already talked about the party wall issues that we had. that was one, but we've learned, you know, everything that happens, you learn from it, and then you try to not make sure it happens at the next one. But then there was always a surprise. And I'll give you one great one is that we've probably, you know, over the 10 years, we've got enough experience to properly map out a house and its room sizes with the software we have. With this one, it was a little, I wouldn't say a major issue, but it was a testing point because we were trying to, we had it configured to 4 en-suites with 2 doubles, but the investor wanted the 6 en-suites. So there we had to, you know, really put our mind to it and try and come up with the right sizing of the rooms and everything. And the layout is different in one of the rooms, and I'm sure you can show that to people. It works. I feel it works, and I think it will get, you know, give tenants a good time in the room, if that makes sense. Because sometimes you could map a room and it may be too small, too compact, the bed's in the wrong place, you know what I mean? So these are the kind of challenges that that occur with every investment, and it's important that you take them on and head on, and, you know, apply your experience into that and make sure it just doesn't happen again.
One other thing I forgot to ask, because you've gone into the attic, are there any other properties on this street that have done that and set the precedents? Did you? Not
like us, no. They may have gone into using a Velux and just made, you know, with this whatever space they've had, they may have done that. I think we did see 1 or 2, but no one has pushed the dormers out like we have, or created the dormers, I should say.
And so have you got good contacts with the local authority then? Do you have people that you can contact to give you advice, and people that you can get answers on fairly quickly? For sure. You know, again, experience and years in it. At the very beginning, we were really scared. We didn't, you know, is this going to work? Go to this planner, go to that architect. But now, over years and years of doing it, you build up the connections and with everyone in that loop or process of planning, application. You know, with a dormer, it comes up under permitted development rights. Oh, right. So you don't need that much, but you want to make sure it's correctly sized and that you're doing right. So you're building regs, you got the right builder in, etc., etc. They got to have the right team, and, you know, and that's how you get it, basically. And you've just reminded me of something else, actually. The builders and tradesmen that you have in now, are these people that you've worked with for several years? Have you? Yeah, it is. You know, I've had different builders. I started in 2008, and back then I had a brilliant team, and they were actually specialised in thatch roofs. Right. But they had the experience to do HMOs. Then they decided to go to Australia and become surfers and builders. How inconsiderate. Yeah, totally. So I was very upset. But then through the network, somebody recommended somebody else, and over the years, that's how it sort of built. Always get a recommendation from somebody else. And eventually we came to the team that we have here. Tom Della, TJS Homes, little plug for you. You know, and he's been a great guy. He was actually doing HMOs before, again, recommended, and you know, he's helped us grow, we've helped him grow, and that's the most important thing when you take on builders, contractors, whatever, is the relationship that you build with them, and the fact that, and with their team, because, you know, he's got carpenters and other people in there, and they're all great guys, and you build up a brilliant relationship with them, and that's how you get the quality of work. So Ash, thanks again for your time, really appreciated. I'm really excited to come back here when the work is finished. Would you be happy to answer any questions that the viewers might have at home? Of course. If they leave a comment in this video, any question that questions like to know that I haven't thought of asking, please put it in the comment section below, and I'll bring that with me next time I see Ash, and he'll be happy to answer those questions. Absolutely. If you enjoyed and found this video useful, please like and share, and definitely subscribe if it's your first time here, so you don't miss any of my future videos, which will all be geared towards helping you start or improve your property business. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Ash, thank you so much for coming back on the channel. Anytime. Take 2. Yeah, it's alright. That's what he does.